Welcome back to another market report for this month of February, where I'm going to break down for you each housing category based upon the average and median prices, as well as the volume of sales, depending on the location of interest. But to give you just a very general sense of what's been happening, let's take a look at this chart. And just from a glance, you can see the housing type that did the worst in terms of sales was the semi-detached in the 905 region. So this is like Brampton, Mississauga, and the Peel region, for instance, where we saw 13.1% drop year over year, followed by the condo market in Toronto in the 416, where we had 12.3% drop. We had a positive increase by 3.6 in the detached in the 416, followed by the townhouse of 2.7% in the 416. From an average price standpoint, we saw that the detached in the 416 sold for $1.56 million, but that was 11.4% drop compared to last year. And that did the worst out of all the different housing categories. And that followed by, no surprise, the condo market dropped by 10.1% compared to last year in the 905 region. And this is just another snapshot here that gives you, just from the GTA perspective, all the numbers, all the housing type combined, where just from a glance, 6.3% drop in terms of sales compared to last year, 17.7% drop in terms of new listings, and properties are staying in the market for at least 33% more than what they did last year. So at 36 days on, that's a listing property days on market, and we have the property days on market staying for 54 days, which was just 28.6%. So now I want to give you a more granular data set of what's been happening in those pockets in the different cities. Starting off with the detached market, which accounted for 53% of the sales in all the GTA. We saw that the median price point, which is the middle number across all of these different price ranges, was roughly around $798,700. And that's just roughly around here, where we had around 524 transactions throughout all these different locations. We did have some prices hitting 1 to 1.25 million, which was around 591 sales within the area. And we even did have some homes sold for between 200 to 300,000, and that accounted for about 76 transactions. If we look at the average price point by location, detached market in Toronto sold for $1.56 million, followed by the Halton region, which sold for $1.495 million, and then followed by York, which was $1.473 million for the detached. You can even look at Niagara, where we had the detached market selling for $667,000 around there. Moving on, let's go take a look at the condo apartments, which is the entry point for all first-time buyers. We saw a median price point in February sold for around $519,250, where we had roughly around $316,000 selling within that price range. We also had 350 units sell for $400,000 to $500,000 price range. And looking at the locations, we had the highest condo sales happening in Huron for $957,000, and we had Toronto selling their condo apartments at $664,000. Peel, we had $501,364, and if you even go to Ottawa, there was condos selling for $431,000. And this just kind of helps you give a visual idea of what locations are good and what locations, the popular locations, are priced at. Moving on, let's take a look the townhouse market, where we had the median price ranges at $680,000 for what it's sold for. And within that price range, we saw 179 units across the board sell between 6 to 700,000, and there was prices even selling for 500, 600,000, and that accounted for 188 units. We even found some townhouses between $400,000 to $500,000 where we had 50 units sold for that price. In Toronto, the average sale price was in Toronto was $1.2 million, followed by the York, which sold for $1.053 million, and followed by the Halton region, where we saw prices, the average price sell for $955,000. And if we keep on going down further, in Ottawa, let's say there was prices, the median price is selling for $620,000 for that month. And next, we have a smaller segment of the market, so about 7 to 8% of the properties that sold in February is the condo townhouse market. And we saw a median price for this market at $585,000. And as you can see here, and within that price range, we saw 143 condo townhouses sell for between the $600,000-$700,000 mark, followed by the price ranges of $400,000 to $500,000, where there was 113 units sold. Toronto actually had condo townhouses sell for $879,840 that month, which then followed by Halton region, which sold for $753,000, and York, we had condo townhouses sell for $746,000. And going down the list, let's take a look. Chatham, Kent, $120,000 you could find for that housing type. And lastly, I'll go through the semi-detached market, which we saw a median price of $813,500, where within that price distribution of 8 to 900,000, there were 85 units that sold, followed by the $1 to $1.25 million range, where we had 74 units sell within that area. And if we go over to the right here, Toronto had semi-detached sell for $1.23 million in that month, which then followed by York, which sold for $1.02 million, and then Halton, $983,000, and then followed by Peel, which sold for $857,000. So there you have it, just to give you a quick overview of what the market's like. If you have a specific area you'd like me to break it down for you, feel free to leave a comment below. Or if you just want to have a chat about your real estate needs, if you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, or even if you're looking to rent a certain spot, feel free to contact me and I'll be more than happy to help you. Till then, I'll talk to you guys in the next one.